Good afternoon, all. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. I've often wondered why the U.S. did not convert to the metric system as the rest of the modern world did in the early 1970s. After conducting some research, I've discovered why. I think it boils down to three things. Maybe two things. Stupidity, and entitlement. Before I explain those three pieces, let me first share with you some history on why there's a selection in the first place. So I do have my chicken scratching cheat sheet here, so excuse me as I read from that. So first of all, in the United States Constitution, under Article 1, Section 8, it states that Congress shall have the power to fix the standard of weights and measures. It's really important that everyone is conducting business under the same standard. In this case, it's measurement standard. Measurement standard is in inches and pounds. I mean the weight of pounds and not currency. Now, in around 1790, Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson had become aware of a system used in France called the metric system. But in the end, the U.S. decided to use and adopt the British imperial system. The British imperial system was in use at the time that the Industrial Revolution began. So manufacturing plants were creating machinery that used inches and weighed in pounds. So not only were they creating these things and using these units of measurement, but they were training their employees in how to use these things as well and how to work with them. In 1975, Congress created the Metricconversionact. Quote, the legislation was meant to transition slowly its units of measurement from feet and pounds to meters and kilograms, bringing the U.S. up to speed with the rest of the world, unquote. So, stupidity number one. This Metric Conversion Act was voluntary. Nothing really is going to get done if something is voluntary rather than mandatory. There were many people also who believed that the U.S. should keep its system, this British imperial system, to symbolize, excuse me, its status as a leader rather than a follower. Oh my gosh, really? Really? I don't think I want to get started on that piece of stupidity. That's egregiously stupid. And then because it was voluntary, and companies, ultimately corporations, didn't want to have to change anything and didn't want to have to retrain its employees and all that, that's where the entitlement comes in. They just felt entitled to keep doing what they were doing, and if this act were voluntary, then nope, not going to do it. So here we are, stuck in using this antiquated system. And you know, there are plenty of people who believed, certainly believed then, and likely still continue to believe, that they can't learn this new system. The metric system is based on units of 10. If you've ever had to multiply or divide fractions, actually, if you've ever had to add or subtract fractions, then you know the mind-bending, mind-breaking methods used to do that. I remember learning that in school. And it's just unnecessarily challenging. Sometimes downright difficult. So if you can do that, you can easily do the metric system. Now, I remember some things I learned in third grade. Now, third grade, how old was I in third grade? I was 8 years old. 8. And if I could learn that at 8 years old, then anyone can really learn this stuff. If a person has dementia or Alzheimer's, probably not. But anyone else certainly could. If you've watched any of my videos and I talk about inches in a video, which I do often, quite often, because I'm usually talking about number of inches of snow on the ground. So I know, for instance, that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, which I dropped the 4 off and just multiplied by 2.5 to get an approximation of centimeters to inches. So there's that. So just so you know, also, there is some metric system used here in the U.S., besides the fact that scientists, engineers, and medical professionals, those are 3 groups of people I can think of off the top of my head who use the metric system, for instance. If there are other industries, and I'm sure there are, please let me know in the comments below. Also, on rulers, you will find rulers and yardsticks. On these things, the unit measurement are both in inches and centimeters, and millimeters too. So we do have those. The metric system is also required on food packages. So, for instance, if you go to the grocery store to buy a smaller bottle of excuse the microphone, of a bottle of soda pop, that's a liter bottle. And to be honest, I actually don't even know the number of ounces in that. I would have to look that up. If you buy the bigger version of the bottle of soda pop, it's about this big around, and it's about the same height, maybe a little taller than the liter bottle, that's a 2-liter bottle. And I have to wonder how many people think about how many ounces that is. Do you? I'm willing to bet that you don't. So it really falls to the government to make this mandatory and tell everybody, suck it up, folks, we're doing this. And then we'll be akin to other modern countries in the world. It's not rocket science. We really have to join other countries. It's just not rocket science. So that's why the U.S. did not convert, because there were those who felt that we should maintain the status quo and be a leader and not a follower. That the U.S. in 1975, the U.S. Congress in 1975 made it voluntary, a voluntary conversion. And that because it was voluntary, companies said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to retrain people, and too many people felt that they couldn't learn it. Oh my God! All right, well, that's why the U.S. didn't convert. I'm still shaking my head in wonder. And the U.S. military. U.S. military also uses the metric system. They talk about kilometers and all that stuff. So 2 clicks, 2 kilometers. So we just have to, Congress just needs to make it mandatory. It's like one of the easiest things they could do, and you know. But anyway, that's why I thought you'd be as interested in that as I have always been. And there you have it. So this is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. I know I'm a little off today. I'm not feeling well, but I thought I would offer a regular video because I did have someone asking about that just yesterday. And thanks for watching. So when I see you again, I hope you've had a fabulous day, and see you soon. Bye.